His biggest fear is public speaking. Mine is this microphone. I'd had a full-blown knee about 3 weeks ago, so I'm thrilled to be anywhere besides my house. Thank you. I think I can make it. But today I want to talk to you. The motto that I kind of put together was, you don't always need to be the best friend, sometimes you just need to be there. My name is Judd Selland. I am here to talk about my faith at work. I grew up on a farm in South Dakota. After high school, went to college, and there I found Jesus Christ. After college, I moved on to the Twin Cities and got hired at Taco John's. My boss hired me, who today is my partner, and was a great mentor. He showed me how to listen, help, and guide young people. Together, I have been in the restaurant business longer than most of my employees have been alive. I feel that God has given me a great opportunity and great responsibility. I have worked at least 30 different stores in one capacity or another, and today I own part of 4 stores, Cloquet, Hibbing, and 2 in the Twin Cities. I mainly spend my time in Cloquet and Hibbing. I live here in Duluth, and I've been married to my wife, Kay, for 26 years. We have 2 sons, Cole, who is in construction, and Austin, who's a senior in high school, who wants to be in the mission field. I want to start out by saying that I pray a lot about, am I in the right place? I believe that God has given me these stores to help listen and guide young people along the way. I also want you to understand that I am very blessed. I would like to now talk about a few of my employees and how I've worked with them along the way. First one, her name is Mel. Mel started working with me when she was 16 years old. Mel came from a low income, not a lot of support. Mel was a diamond in the rough in her family. As I learned more and more about her, I found out she had a big heart and a great personality. She just needed somebody to guide her a little bit along the way. Soon she became our babysitter. She got a chance to see how other people live. Even when she got married, her and her husband still watched her kids. Today, Mel and her husband have 4 boys and a wonderful Christian home. Judy began with me a 16-year career after her daughter was killed in a car accident. Judy started out in a front counter person, and after 10 years became the manager. Judy's a Christian lady who took great care of the crew. Judy did it the way I would have managed them. She was a rare breed, and Judy and I spent a lot of time talking about family and especially her daughter. Both of my boys worked for her, and she used to say to them, "My mom can ground you, but I can fire you." When Judy decided it was time for her to retire, she gave me a 6-month notice. Most people just walk out. And when she went to retire, I told her, I said, "Judy, you don't work here for the money. You work here to fill your time." Judy assured me that she had that figured out, and Judy is an inspiration to me to this day. One of the other ones, her name is Bailey. Bailey is a 9th grade dropout. Her parents are both users and dealers. I spent a lot of time with her listening and guiding. About a year ago, Bailey came to me and said, "Judd, you need to hire my brother." And I said, "Why do I need to hire your brother?" She said, "We need to get him out of the house." I said, "Okay." So today, Bailey is my assistant manager, and she's very proud of her accomplishments and what she's done, and I'm still listening to this day. The last group of employees, I would call them a family affair. It's not uncommon for me to have parents call me up and say it's time for my child to go to work. So she sends one over. It always makes me feel good when they call up again and they say, "Okay, the next one's ready to come over." In my store in Cloquet, we have 3 generations working there, grandma, mom, and daughter. I believe my calling there is always to make a difference in employees' lives. Understand it doesn't always turn out perfect. Sometimes they leave and you feel like I didn't get to make the impact that I wanted to make. I would like to tell a quick story about how listening and following God's impact has impacted my business life. About a year ago, I finished my term on the Cloquet Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, and I decided that I would only focus on my time on organizations that were Christian-based. Being that I had done a lot in Cloquet, I decided to focus my time in Hibbing. It only took God a week to find me something to do. A friend of mine approached me one day when I was having lunch and asked me if I'd be on the Salvation Army Board of Directors. I chuckled and thought that didn't take very long. About a week later, a rep from the Chamber of Commerce came to the store and asked me if I would join. I thought about it and realized and was ready to say no because it wasn't a Christian-based organization. But God knew something I didn't know. I want to pause at this story just for a second to talk about a class that I took this spring called Perspectives. And maybe some of you from Rock Hill were at the class. I took this course because my son Austin wants to be a missionary, and I wanted to be a supportive parent. The course was 15 weeks long, and it had great speakers and great information. The reason I'm telling you about this class is because I have struggled on why God put me on the range. This class helped me to understand this decision. After about week 11, it hit me like a ton of bricks. The speaker was talking about the criteria for being a missionary. He listed off what you do in other countries, and all of a sudden it hit me why I'm on the range. Now back to the rep from the Chamber of Commerce in Hibbing. I'm ready to say no to her about joining the chamber, and she looked at me and said, "You know I'm a missionary's kid. I grew up in Africa." Then with a tear in her eye, she said, "Why do you think I'm in Hibbing?" And I smiled at her and said, "Get your mission field." I also found out that her husband is a pastor in Hibbing. I bet you can guess what I said next. I said I would love to join the chamber. The other thing, in fact, I want to leave you with today is that Hibbing is 85% unchurched. Thank you for letting me speak.